2023年9月18日、東京都港区赤坂のカナダ大使館で、公開講演会、カナダ北西海岸先住民アートの世界、新たな挑戦が開催されました。主催、在日カナダ大使館。共催、国立民族学博物館。協力、カナダ観光局。講演会では、国立民族学博物館の岸上伸啓教授による解説に続き、5人の先住民アーティストが北西海岸先住民アートについて講演しました。この動画では、ハイダ民族のアーティスト、クリスチャン・ホワイトさんによる講演、ハイダのアージライト彫刻をお伝えします。
My name means voice of truth. I'm a massive Haida. Once again, welcome. I've been a carver for about 45 years. Starting off with my father. I saw him carving an argillite, and so I started to carve argillite. Argillite is a stone found only on Haida in the mountainous area along the river, and it goes along the mountains. And it's quite something an ordeal to gather the stone itself. We started to carve it many years ago. When it was first carved, it was utilized for ceremonial tobacco pipes. And the ceremonial tobacco pipes they were used in the sikha, which is the mortuary, the funeral potlatch to honor the dead. And so this one over here to the left was found in a house pit of an abandoned village, and it was surrounded by many other pipes. And so it was only used during that ceremonial occasion, but it may have been many years old with the use that you see on the surface. And this other one also was probably used for many years. Then over the years, we had many visitors coming to Haida. We had on the sailing ships for the fur trade, and then also even people just coming to visit Haida. And our people would travel the whole coast on our canoes, far to the north to Sitka, and far to the south to Washington State, to Port Townsend, and even further. And so the pipes got more and more elaborate. The ones on the left there is it's all the mythological creatures, the crest figures, story figures, and the pipes got more and more elaborate. They were still usable. And then to the right you see some of the pipes, they evolved into Euro-American motifs. And this was during the whaling period, when the whaling ships would come to Haida. And sometimes our people would go off on the whaling ships also. And you can see all the figures. Some of them are quite comical of what we thought of the Europeans. You see a man in the center, he's smoking a pipe, and then another person up by the chimney of the boat there, standing on some animal with the rigging, the block and tackle. So there's many pipes carved like this in that style over the years. Our great-grandfather, Hagan, Charles Eatonshaw, he was quite a prolific artist, and he's seated there with his totem poles. The totem poles were models of actual full-size totem poles, but we had people coming to Haida, and they wanted to take totem poles back. So our people started manufacturing these types of totem poles for sale. And they often depicted crests and stories. And of course he was very well versed in the stories. And we didn't have a written language, so these were reminders of the stories. And he would speak of a certain episode in the story, and that would inspire him. The same way I feel inspired when I hear my elders telling me a story, or I read the stories. We were lucky back in 1902 or so, many of our stories were written down with our elders, our storytellers. They told these stories and they were transcribed, and we still have that record to look back to. And each carver developed their own style. And I just wanted to depict my ancestors' work. This is the stone when we've quarried it up in the mountains, and then we tie it onto these packs. And sometimes we carry it for many hours, up to 100 pounds or more. This is one of my earlier pieces. It's a pipe. And I started to sell these pieces to local art and also to visitors to Hawaii. And my work has evolved over the years, and it's quite sought after. It's more of my personal type of work. And these are just snapshots of pieces I've done. All of these ones have different parts of the Raven story, Raven traveling. And also this, one of the sculptures, I named it Raven Traveling Across the Pacific. It was when I was going to New Zealand. And of course, here's a few more. So each one could take up to a month or more. And the inlays are made out of abalone shell, fossilized ivory, and catlinite, which is another stone very similar to argillite, and also you've got a bit of jade. So here this one on the left, the raven is bringing the people out of the clamshell, like a little bit, but he's chosen a leader amongst them. And these are other ones that are inspired by looking at my ancestors' work, but then also thinking of my own ideas that go along. It represents the sugar bones. And all the frogs climb in her hat, and it's mounted by an eagle. And here we got the raven looking back, looking into his past, or else just keeping an eye over his shoulder for what's coming at him. And there's a frog. And this next one is a shaman and a sea grizzly. So each piece has to fit into the argillite shape, the natural shape of argillite. So sometimes it's very difficult to. And I'm only inspired by when I draw onto the material as well. Another raven in the clamshell. The whole top comes off and it becomes like a jewelry box underneath. This is the top clamshell. It's a shark woman. She was taken away by the sharks, and a shaman woman visualized her and followed where she came from. So this just shows the transformation from the block of argillite really, and then making the cuts all the way through to the shaping. And they use basically all hand tools. Well, sometimes I use a little bit of drills, but mainly chisels, files, and what I have there on my desk board. There you can see a little further along. And I'm doing the form line design, adding some more form line to it. Our traditional shapes are the ovoid, the U shape, and the split. And these could be made into many different arrangements to create our designs. Here's the finished piece. The they go along, from the oils of the skin, and just rubbing. This depicts Wasco. Wasco is a supernatural creature, half wolf and half killer wolf. So now you see the volcano woman, or I call this one the Earth Mother weeping. And I think about all the devastation mankind has done to Mother Earth. I originally gardened in argillite, and then had a mold taken from it, and then made it into bronze. And these other two pieces are quite large, over a meter tall, but they're actually used for dancing too. So a strong person would lift up those and get inside the mask. The first one on the middle there is a shark, and then the sea grizzly. And this is inside my traditional hideouts. And so there's the front of my house. In 2000, I opened the doors in May 1st of 2005, and that was after about a year of construction. But I started originally in 1998, and then it took me a few years to gather my resources before I could raise the building. So we use the building for many different things, for meetings, for singing and dancing presentations, and for art class. So what it's all about really is being an artist is a way of life for me, and it's a lifestyle. It's re-embracing our culture. And I welcome younger people from my community. Some of them have been raised far away in Ottawa or Vancouver, and I welcome them back home and take them under my wings and teach them the language, the culture, and the arts. And so it's an immersion for them and they participate, they visit, they get to greet the guests, the tourists that come there, but also at the dance and to sing. And so that's what it's all about to me, is to keep it going with our people. So go up.